Hello, everyone. I'm David Riggleman, Communications Director for the City of Las Vegas. Thanks for joining us for Access City Council. Coming up on this show, a new innovation center in downtown Las Vegas is drawing more businesses to our city. And the 2020 census is coming. We'll tell you why it's so important to our entire community. The councilwoman who represents Ward 3, Olivia Diaz, joins me now to talk about all these things and much more. Welcome back to the program.
Thank you. It's so great to be back.
You are an old veteran now of Access City Council. Look at you.
It feels like it. Time sure is flying, and I was, talking to you about how time just goes. Now the Aces season is over.
I know.
The Golden Knights
you're there.
started,
Here we go.
We're super excited though for all the joy they bring to our city.
Exactly. Yeah, the Aces had a great season. Got close to the finals. Almost
They
got
did.
there.
I'm super proud of them.
Yeah.
I think next time.
Yeah. They got a great team. They'll be back again next year, no question. And the Golden Knights are off and skating again, so
exactly.
it comes
making us proud.
Exactly. Well, Councilwoman, so much going on in your ward. You know Ward 3 like the back of your hand. For those of you that don't know Ward 3, don't worry. We're going to show you where it's located. It's basically East Las Vegas, includes our downtown area, and encompasses really everything kind of east of I-15 and south of Owens, north of Sahara and Charleston. If you live in that area, extends out to Nellis. If you live in that area, work in that area, you're in the city limits of the city of Las Vegas, and you are represented by Councilwoman Olivia Diaz, who's been in office like 3 months now, like that.
3 months anniversary.
It seems like you've been here a lot longer because you've been doing a lot since you've been in office. You haven't really slowed down at all. And case in point, we're going to show everybody what's going on. Big deal. This happened back on September 25th. Our Innovation Center in downtown Las Vegas opened right in the heart of your ward. This is a big deal because it's really put Las Vegas on the map as a tech center.
Exactly. And just as I mentioned that day, David, I was in the legislature when we had that Great Recession, the most recent one in 2011. Yeah. We were in really bad straits as a state, and so I'm super excited to see us being very aggressive in diversifying our economy and making sure that we are forging the path and creating the jobs of tomorrow here in the city of Las Vegas, and especially having this innovation center in the ward makes me proud to call Las Vegas home, and I hope that folks will take advantage, especially those young folks and not so young folks. Sometimes we have to change what jobs we do because maybe the jobs we were pursuing are kind of coming to an end, and so how can we keep recreating that workspace and making sure we have that workforce?
Exactly, and that's it's interesting. A lot of California companies have relocated here because of our business climate, the opportunities here. A lot of companies are testing their product in the downtown area, using the downtown as kind of their test case for all different types of connectivity. It's kind of almost the internet of everything.
Exactly.
In some ways.
And as a city, that's super exciting for us because we get to enjoy some of that cutting edge technology that could be deployed potentially to other cities across the nation or even internationally, because I don't think they're just developing it for use here in the United States, but they're also looking to deploy it abroad. And so it really shows you that technology has no borders, and we are truly living in a more global community these days. No question about it. And the good problem that we've already had is that we've had so many businesses we're looking to expand the Innovation Center because it's already filling up, which is a good thing. It's a good problem to have.
It is, and it just shows you why Las Vegas is really a viable market for all this. So we're really proud of all of that. Councilman, a lot of great things going on in your ward, too. Speaking of innovation, the Stratosphere Hotel and Casino, been there for many years, has rebranded itself as the Strat now. Whole new look, really, literally, because they've done some major upgrades. This is the observation deck. It's beautiful up there. They've renovated the whole thing.
It is completely gorgeous. I hadn't been there, I think, in a decade or so. If you haven't been there recently, I highly encourage you to go and check all the work that the Strat has been putting into making their casino better for not just tourists but for locals. I think they really want us to take them in as a good community partner and to partake and enjoy in a lot of their amenities that they have for us to enjoy. So I highly encourage you guys to go to 108. They have this cool screen where you can kind of zoom in to different
and look at
points
the view
of
you
interest.
get. Yeah, I mean, not bad.
And I hear it's one of the best views, for example, on New Year's Eve,
See all
before the fireworks,
yeah.
you can really enjoy
see the
all
whole
of them.
city. Yeah.
So there we are with Councilman Creer, Commissioner Tick Sager-Bloom, and representatives from the Strat cheering and toasting to better and stronger times for them.
You know, Councilwoman, really the big picture there that's so great is the reinvestment that we've seen in the downtown. The Strat, Derek Stevens in the downtown with his new Circa property, the expansion of the downtown Grand. There's a lot going on in the downtown.
There is.
New properties and then renovating the older ones. It's cool.
Which is always good news for us because that means there's work being done and that renovation and the rehabbing. So that means more jobs that are currently providing folks with income, but then it's also creating more vibrant spaces for our community to enjoy. So it's a win-win. And we're very thankful for that investment.
Yeah, well, it just continues that way too. Councilwoman, we had an important anniversary. It took place October 1st. 2017, of course, was the shooting that took place at the Route 91 concert along the Strip. Of course, our Healing Garden is in downtown. It's right in the heart of your ward, near Coolidge and Charleston. So on October 1st, we had a ceremony where we read the names of the 58 people who lost their lives and lit a candle, rang a bell as all the 58 names were read. And it's a touching ceremony. It's a tough one. We have family members. You see many of the people standing there.
There's
family
Eric
members.
Silva's community members and mom and stepfather representing him, and so many others in tears. It really is a moving ceremony, David, and the way that you hear the names, you hear where they're from, and you hear their ages, and really most of those victims were very young, too young to have passed. But we can kind of see the wind kind of blowing out some of our candles there, and
it's interesting. And then when the ceremony was over, the wind died down almost immediately. It's just very interesting. So you can draw your own conclusion of what all that means.
It was very well attended. I mean, I'm so proud to be a Las Vegan. I feel like we have come together so much stronger because of this tragedy. But I think it really showed what a wonderful community we are and how we're with each other in solidarity through thick and thin.
Vegas Strong really means something to people who are here on that night and in the weeks and months and now years to follow. So
exactly, and we need to stay that way.
Exactly right. Exactly right. Councilwoman, we are at the end of Hispanic Heritage Month. Starts the middle of September, runs through the middle of October. And you did it up right this year. Boy, there were a lot of things going on. Let's start off. There was a community resource fair. This took place back on September 26th.
This is at the East Las Vegas Library, and I can't take all the credit. We have fabulous staff here at the City of Las Vegas that have been so key in making sure that we had these events lined up for our community to partake in. This one in particular gave folks information from business licensing to building and development resources to code enforcement issues to municipal court resources. I mean, we really did do a great job of bringing everybody there to answer any type of question that may be city related. They were able to get that answer there.
Government can be a very mysterious thing to people, especially in Las Vegas. It's a little confusing sometimes as to who's in charge of what jurisdiction and where the jurisdictional lines even are.
And how you go about the processes.
Right.
And so just getting a phone number there of how do I start this process. I was talking in that B-roll to a small business owner who wanted to expand the services that he was able to provide out of his convenience store. And so right there was the business licensing department, and he was able to get a good start on it.
And how great. He got to talk to you and the city staff, and so hopefully he's off and running.
Exactly.
So that's the idea.
That is.
And then for your Citizen of the Month, you recognized our Citizen of the Month back on October 2nd, the first October City Council meeting. And it was focused on Hispanic Heritage Month. Some of the city staff obviously taking part here in this, but it was great because the traditions and of across Latin America were really represented. We're going to see those ladies coming out here.
Yeah, so we had a beautiful little dance from El Salvador. That's that young lady in the blue and the white. And then we had pretty much a parade of nations, Mexico, we had Panama, we had Ecuador, we had Peru, and Venezuela. And so it was just, a bright exhibit of how colorful and how diverse Latin America is. And I hope everybody enjoyed it.
It was, and then our Citizen of the Month. Tell us about her.
Yes, Isela Gutierrez has been a longtime pioneer of the arts here in our community. She came to Las Vegas in the early 90s, and there was really no folkloric dance troupes to basically give continuity of maybe what my parents had rehearsed and danced in their countries of origins to here. And so it was a great way, one, to continue that strong cultural heritage and pride that one should feel from the country where one is from, but also two, for the kids to be able to learn how to dance and stay out of trouble. And so she's touched so many teens' lives in keeping them on the right path and trajectory that I felt it was fitting to honor her as a Citizen of the Month for decades of work here in Las Vegas.
Good choice on your part, and most deserving for her. And then, of course, didn't stop there. October 12th, a wonderful fiesta took place at the East Las Vegas Community Center. Enjoy the
a fiesta is a fiesta.
Exactly,
It's a party.
You can't miss.
And so
exactly.
It came with mariachi music. It came with different folkloric dance troupes coming out to also showcase their talent and their cultural regions. You could see there were games, there were jumpy houses, and there were face painters. There's Miriam Martinez, who I want to extend a thank you for coming out and donating her time to make kids and adults happy, because I also saw some grown-ups' faces painted too. So I like it. You don't have to just be a kid to get your face painted, and I love that. I love that everyone's enjoying of the community center, because I feel that a community center should, be enjoyed by everyone who lives around it. And so happy that folks took their time to come out and have some fun.
That's good. A little bit later in the show, we're going to show you a little bit more of some of the community culture, coffee that all took place as part of Hispanic Heritage Month.
That was our kickoff event. So
it's going to be good
stay
stuff.
tuned. Don't
exactly.
Tune
at the
out
end of the
early.
program. So more to come. And then, Councilwoman, want to tell everybody too, you had a community resource fair. This was really great. This was one done jointly with all the local governments. It was this is actually in the county at the Winchester Center.
This is one where we joined forces with all of our overlapping local elected. So some of Ward 3 overlaps with Senator Ivana Cancela, Assemblywoman Heidi Swank, and Assemblyman Howard Watts. Also, of course, Congressional Representative Dina Titus and Clark County Commissioner Tick Sager-Bloom. And we were all there just sharing information on our jurisdiction, what we do at different levels of government, and why we're here to help serve them. And if there's anything we can do to improve their quality of life, we definitely like to listen to their concerns and their issues, because that's how we learn what we need to be working towards or striving to make better. So I really enjoyed talking to many of the folks there.
Good stuff.
And I hope that next time we have even more folks come and partake in that information.
Kind of lift that mystery of government a little bit.
Yeah, we're here to work for them.
Exactly.
For you.
That's the idea. That's the idea. Figure out who does what. That's good stuff. And then, Councilwoman, this is great too. This took place over at the East Las Vegas Community Center again. There was a workshop to help people begin the process to become citizens here in the United States. And it's a big process. It's not an easy step.
Yes, David. There's many people who have lived here as a resident, naturalized resident for 10, 20, 15 years. You have to be renewing that residency about every 10 years. And so with Mi Familia Vota, we partnered to hold this event to make sure that people, one, were filling out their naturalization forms adequately, because it is over $700 to apply for this. And then two, to kind of just train them through the process of, okay, once you submit your application, you will be called in for an interview. Here are some of the questions that you will be asked, and just kind of do a mock interview so that they feel comfortable. Sure. And after they've lived X number of years in the United States and they have satisfied a certain age, they can also take it in Spanish if need be. But sometimes you have to hold people's hands when they're making these very life-altering decisions,
Yeah.
and this was meant to just help facilitate
make
them
it
through the
a little
process.
easier, and help you navigate those waters.
Exactly.
So, good stuff, valuable resource, and good luck to those folks as
Yes.
they move through the process. Good stuff. And then, Councilwoman, tell everybody too, this is great. Great partnership with the library, the East Las Vegas Library that you mentioned earlier. There was a great job and career match out there that took place. You helped kick this off, and this is a program that matches people to jobs, especially jobs that they really might be interested in doing.
Exactly. So we basically are cutting the ribbon there with our partners, Latin Chamber of Commerce and also Workforce Connections. We came together to offer this event for their community because there are employers who need folks to start working like soon in their different areas. And so we had Metro there. We even had Denny's ready to employ right away, and Caesars Entertainment. And so we're just inviting everybody to come kind of get a feel for the jobs. UNLV, I believe, was there. CSN was there. There were very varied employers that are seeking qualified employees. And I hope that
how convenient to shop for a job in one spot like that, too.
Exactly.
That's awesome.
And on the outside, we had more of the career exploration side of things as well. So
good stuff. And those were, as you said, those were companies looking to hire. So it's not like I put in an application and hope an opening comes up. There were
and if I'm not
openings.
misspeaking, I think I found out through that event that a Chick-fil-A is soon to open at the Golden Nugget. And they were looking for employees to staff that Chick-fil-A. So I was like,
24/7,
you guys are going to be close to City Hall.
Yeah, exactly. New place for lunch. That's right. So, and then, Councilman, we want to mention this too, that you have a movie in the park coming up on October 18th. It's Coco. It's a great movie. This is going to be Friday the 18th, dusk, out at Gary Reese Freedom Park.
I love Coco. Ever since it came out, it doesn't get old for me. I can watch it over and over, and I love the little songs that are embedded throughout the movie. So please come and join us. It is free for your family, for any community member that want to come and join us at dusk on Friday, the 18th.
Love you. And you know, the thing of it is, some of you are going to see this after the fact because the show airs over the course of a week, but we know that many of you see it.
But if you catch it on Thursday,
exactly
you'll
right.
be able to
Come on
make it
out.
out.
Come see that movie. Exactly. All right. We need to take a short break, but when we come back, it happens only once a decade. Next year, you will be called on to participate in the 2020 census. What you need to know when we return. Please stay with us.
Visit aarp.org/caregiving for information on how to provide even better care for the person who once took care of you.
Ever dream of being in the movies? Why not bring the movies to you?
And cut! Coffee. That was good. We're going to have to go 10 more times.
Become a filming location today. Register your home and or business at nevadafilm.com.
If anybody needs me, I'll be in my trailer.
Welcome back, everyone. The 2020 census is right around the corner. Next year, the entire country will be called on to participate. With us today to talk about the upcoming census are Arlene Alvarez and Misty Slater from Census Bureau. Thank you so much for being here. We really appreciate you.
Thank you for the invitation.
Yes.
Councilwoman, we all know how important the census is to the entire community. That count ties back to not only representation in Congress, but to all the federal funding we get, right?
Exactly. We do hear a lot about how we could potentially pick up another congressperson based on the count. But I think more importantly for us as local government officials is access to potential funding sources moving forward. And that number really does matter from a federal perspective. It's how much money a state gets based on their population. And then from there, for us as local entities, it's a lot of grant opportunities communities that are tied to the number of people that we represent or that need the services and the help. And that census number is key for access to those resources.
Arlene, I'll start with you. I don't think people realize how critical the count is to their community. I think we kind of just take it for granted. Right?
Yeah, we do, but that's what my role is in the community as a partnership specialist. Our tagline this year is "Shape Your Future, Start Here," and it really highlights how the census is a planning mechanism that we can use to plan for the needs of the community. It could be in terms of schools, health centers, where do our roads need to be built. You know, it's just planning for 10 years, and if we don't get the right count, then we miss out on those funding opportunities. Yes.
Misty, I think people sometimes think it's complicated to got to fill out a big form. There's all this stuff. I just don't have time to deal with all that. But it's really and it's not that complicated, is it?
No. This year is the first time we're able to do it online, and it's even mobile friendly. So you can do it from your cell phone or
great.
your iPad.
It's a big step forward from years past. Yeah.
Right. And I mean, you just go online, and it's supposed to only take a few minutes, and then you're done, and then you're counted.
So, Misty, if you don't go online, you're going to be contacted how?
Well, there'll be a couple different follow-up stages. You'll first get the postcard in the mail, and then you will get a paper questionnaire form, and then if you don't respond to that, somebody will come knocking on your door.
Right.
For you to respond.
Which is the standard, it's been that standard procedure over the years, yeah. So, Arlene, let me ask you, some people I think are maybe a little bit of afraid to respond to the census, that somehow the information is going to come back to bite me somehow, or I'm going to get in trouble somehow. Help set people's mind at ease to that.
Confidentiality is very important to the census. The data collected by the census is protected by Title 13, Title 26, which state that the census can only disseminate information in statistical format. It can never disseminate information in a way that will identify people's personal information. So in addition to being protected by the law, as employees, we take oath of confidentialities for life, not just when we work with the census. We also have really high standards of data stewardship, which includes the highest standards for cybersecurity to ensure that when the information is collected, either by phone, by online, paper questionnaire, or when the census taker comes to the house, if that household did not respond, that information is collected in a way that's protected and not shared with any other agency. This includes FBI, it includes IRS, it includes immigration. It does not matter who the agency is. The census cannot share information with anyone.
Arlene, it's also important that people, whether they're citizens or not, also be counted, right?
Yeah, the census is a portrait of our country, who we are, regardless of status, regardless of income status. The census counts people whether they're experiencing homelessness or whether they're in a traditional household setting. It includes the count. Group quarters is an operation for people living in group living situations. So yeah, the census includes everyone, regardless of immigration or of whatever other circumstances they may be going through.
Councilwoman, I know it's really important for you to see the city partner with the Census Bureau so that we do a good job. How did we do last time in 2010? How did we do as far as count? I think it had improved, but I know that we had some years where we were really poor. Like in 1990, I don't think we did very well at all in Nevada. We had a real undercount.
In 2010, the count was as close to like zero over under count that it had been in the previous past.
I know we did really well last time, yeah.
So hopefully with the online,
it
will be a lot better.
However, I guess I would just add that at the national level, children are the most undercounted demographic.
Is that because parents are forgetting to include them in the counts? Or what's the reason why our children aren't being counted?
Complex situations, circumstances where either children are splitting time between parents, different households, circumstances where maybe the child is staying with a relative, a friend, and they're not sure that the count is by household, regardless of relationship between the people living in that household. So those are some of the circumstances where we really want to clarify that the census count is so important, vital, that people remember to count the children and whoever is living in that household, because if that person isn't counted where they live, then they're not counted elsewhere, and we miss out on a lot of the resources that are really important for the next 10 years.
Misty, when will we start hearing from the Census Bureau? When does this all happen?
Well, April 1st is Census Day, but a couple weeks prior, people will start getting postcards in the mail with their unique identifier. And you can go online when you get the postcard, put it in, and if you don't have it, you can still go online and put your information in, and there's certain questions.
Is it available in different languages?
You know,
Yes. So there's 3 options to respond, as Misty was highlighting. We're really encouraging online just because it's the easiest way to collect that data. However, if somebody does not want to, share the information via online, there's also going to be the phone option. And both of these options are available in 12 languages in addition to English. We also have capacity for TDD and other, disabilities, American Sign Language as well. So 13 languages in total for response.
Arlene, we're about out of time, but also you're hiring people right now.
Yes, we are. Yes, we are. So the Census is the biggest peacetime mobilization in the country, and we have a few upcoming events. The week of the 22nd, we'll be having. We're going to be promoting recruiting at the national level. So we'll be having a lot more events.
Good job. Good jobs. Yeah. So all right. Well, ladies, great to have you on the program. Arlene Alvarez, Missy Slater, thank you so much. Councilwoman, great job with you. We want to tell everybody out there, we always want to hear from you. So if you have something that you'd like to share with Councilwoman Diaz, you can always find her on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. You can also contact her just by picking up the phone. We still use those around here, 702-229-4623. Or you can send her an email. Her address is odiaz@lasvegasnevada.gov, and she and her great staff will get right back to you on whatever your issue might be.
And I do appreciate everybody has been sending, whether Facebook message, Instagram message, which I am adapting to. That is not my forte.
You're getting pretty good at it. No, you're getting pretty good at it.
But know that we're becoming more aware that we need to be in tune with those platforms more and more.
Exactly. Well, we're here. That's the point, that we're here to help you. So we'll have you back in 6 weeks with another update from Ward 3. Ladies, good luck with the census.
Thank you.
We appreciate it.
We have a great count this time around. So, and we want to thank you for joining us for this edition of Access City Council. Don't miss our next show beginning on October 24th with Ward 4 City Councilman Stavros Anthony. You can catch all of our KCLV shows on Apple TV, Roku, and Amazon Fire now. And don't forget, you can watch us live on the internet at kclv.tv. Now, as we go to close the show, we leave you with a look back at Hispanic Heritage Month, coffee, culture, and community in this segment of What's New in Ward 3. We'll see you next time around, everyone.
We are here outside our fabulous Starbucks in front of City Hall to have coffee, culture, and be one as a community.
Yeah, I met you at a few.
Where is it from? No? Well, Mom? Nice to meet you. New, so.
Perfect. That's good to know. Someone was down. No, I'm really excited for it. And yes, this location is nice. And so, I think it's really important to me. Being in the community, they knew that me running corporate locations. Oh, awesome. And so to hear from an entrepreneur.
Hi. How are you? Hi. Where in El Salvador?
I was born here, so I got a mix.
Okay. Awesome. Learning the new ropes and.
For the cleanup?
Yes. I did AmeriCorps.
You did?
When I was in college.
No way.
I did, and I worked as a